Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a video with you that is the first in a series that I am doing with Carolina from Carolina's Creations, and we are using a sketch from Page Maps for our the first video in our series, which is going to be the Sketchy Scrappers. And what this series is about is taking a sketch and basically making it your own. And because we all know that you can use a sketch and sometimes you can make it just like a sketch. Sometimes you think it's going to end up just like a sketch, but it doesn't. And I think in this case, mine does not end up looking a whole lot like the sketch, except for I do have a very centered design, like you saw in that sketch. But the sketch, actually Carolina chose the first one, and it is from Page Maps, and it was from January 2015. And it's actually an 8.5 by 11, but I'm doing 12 by 12, and I believe she is too. So what I am doing here is I am scrapping a picture of my daughter and myself at Christmas 2012. My daughter was 4 days old because she was born on December 21st. So I thought it would be perfect to use the Claus and Company collection from Simple Stories for this layout. So you'll notice that I did mat my photo on that red and white or red and cream diagonal stripe paper to kind of make the black and white photo pop a little bit. And then I'm using a little bit of that darker paper to do another mat. After that, I'm going to add some other layers too. But right now I switched to the bottom of my layout, as you can see. And I took one of the sheets of paper in the collection, and it kind of looks like candy cane stripes. And so I took a thin strip of that. I'm going to put that along the bottom. And then I'm going to put down the part that says Believe in the Magic of Christmas. And I liked that dark section of paper. I thought it kind of grounded the whole layout there. Because I know the background paper with the dots is kind of heavy. Kind of busy, I guess I should say. And so I wanted to make sure that everything was kind of grounded. So I am going to do a little bit of this at the top as well, but my strips will be really thin up top. So I kind of went back and forth with all my different adhesives in this video as well. I get them buried under my papers every now and then, and so I have to grab another one. I don't know if that happens to you, but it happens to me quite frequently. So there I did pull out my T-square because I wanted to make sure it was straight, and I see that it kind of may not have ended up straight anyways, but whatever. So I am now taking a green and cream polka dot paper, and I'm just using one of my punches and one of my edge punches there, and it's the small scallop from Fiskars, and I'm just punching along the edge. And I do believe that, there we go. I was like, you don't need to watch me do all that. So once I did that, I just cut the strip off of the pattern paper with my trimmer. And I did turn it over because the other side was like a solid green color, and then I had polka dots on this side. So I did end up going with the polka dots, but I tried both sides to see which one that I liked best. So you can see me now trying to get it underneath that piece of paper. I don't know if anybody else has issues like this, but it seems like for me, every layout I do, I always struggle with something on there. Something doesn't cooperate with me. But I finally got it, as you can see. And so I'm looking at some of my embellishments. And like I said, I am going to add more layers underneath my photo, but I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do yet, so I did want to pull out some embellishments to see what I thought I might use. But I am looking at the paper. I like that paper with the holly that you could kind of see down on the left hand side of the screen. And I will end up using that. And I'm also going to pull out, there we go, the green with the cream polka dot. And I like how adding the color just makes it pop off of the page a little bit more, since I did have that busy background paper. So, and I'm not making these, like true mats, like you'd see like a photo frame. These are going to be actual layers, and so they're not going to totally frame the picture. And you'll notice you don't even see the polka dotted paper on the left side of the photo once I get it all situated. And so that holly is going to be my bottom layer for the most part. I do go back later and add a little bit of the washi tape that's in the collection, like to the top and bottom of the photo. But for the most part, these are my layers. And I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Oh, I must have been trimming it up or something, getting it straight. And I'm going to pull out my Distress ink here. I just use black soot. And I'm just going around just to make it stand out of that, stand off the background paper a little bit more, just because it was, just wasn't popping off the page for me. So, I think I started thinking before I did the inking here, maybe I should flip my paper over, and the other side was like a solid Distress red, but I'd already stuck the stuff to the bottom of my page, so I was like, no, I really don't want to rip all that stuff off because I know it's going to tear. So I was like, and I like the polka dots, so I'm just going to go with it. It's going to work. So I did, and I like it in the end, so I'm glad I stuck with the polka dots. So now I am working on getting those pieces put together. And I know that I want something else going on in that background. So I considered doing another layer with that paper. And what I did was cut a strip. And now I'm just going to do like the little fishtail banner on one side. And now I'm going to flip it the other way because, yeah, I'm liking how it looks better. But I'm still trying to figure out where, at this point, I'm going to put journaling. I'm thinking about it as I'm putting embellishments around. I'm like, those polka dots are busy, so I need to be able to have my journaling in there because I really want to get the story on there that it's about my daughter's first Christmas, and she doesn't really know what it's about. But, so I'm kind of thinking, and then I go back and I look at the papers, and one of the sheets that had like the cut aparts, it had a piece that matches. There, you see it there. And so I'm like, that's perfect. I can use that. That will take care of my journaling. So I just had to figure out where I wanted it, and I didn't want to cover up too much of it with that tag, but I knew that I did want to use that tag. So now I switch up to the top of my layout. I do this quite frequently where I kind of jump around. I do one thing and then head to another and then back again. So I pull everything off now, and I'm going to work on getting all of this stuff stuck down onto the top of my layout. So I did another strip of that little candy cane paper, and this one was a little bit thinner than the one at the bottom even, and so I just pulled out my my Scotch Quick Dry, which is in my fine liner bottle, and I love that fine liner bottle. At first I had the other one that was like a blue one, and I had to squeeze so hard to get that stuff out. I was like, I don't know why everybody likes these things. I can't stand this thing. And then I realized that there was a different one, and so I got the other one, and now I've, never looked back. I just have my old things of my adhesive sitting in bottles, and then when I get low, I just squeeze a little bit in the bottle, and I'm good to go. So there's that darker strand of paper there, and you can see I just did a really thin strip, and then I did the polka dot paper up there as well, but I didn't do a scallop this time, just a straight piece. And I just did it to add just a little bit of interest, and really I thought it needed something up there just to ground it some. And so I am working on getting this piece stuck down on the layout. And of course I'm trying to get it straight. So I pull out my trusty T-square there and got my ATG gun and getting my picture placed back where I think I want that, and then my journaling spot. And I'm going to get that stuck down there. And I'm liking how that's looking. And I love that little plaid deer. Thought he was really cute. So I'm just inking around the edges of that to make it stand out a little bit too. He's kind of difficult to ink with those antlers. But I finally was like, oh, I'm not going to get in there all the way. So I'll just do the best I can just to give it a little bit of definition. So, and I'm liking how that looks. And I've got that other little green banner, which right now I do not have the layout in front of me and I can't read what it says on there. I am not sure. And there's my trusty little tag up there at the top. I thought that was really cute. And I like the pop of green that it adds. And normally I would use my ATG gun there when I glue down my photo, but I think I had that placement just where I wanted it. So I just used my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. But if you do use like wet adhesive under photos and stuff, be careful how much you use. Use it sparingly, because on one layout, before I had my fine liner bottle, I squeezed the glue out and a bunch came out, and I didn't realize how much had actually come out. And I put down my whole mats with my layers and everything, and my actual layout is kind of warped underneath because it was just kind of so much glue. But so just warning, if you do use it, just use it sparingly. And so I decided to pop up that little banner. And I think I'm gonna get that stuck down now. And then I've got the tag. And I do end up using some twine in the tag. I use some white and gold twine, and it's from the Twinery. If you've never used their twine, it's really good stuff. I love the quality of it. And I was actually on their website the other day looking at it, and lo and behold, I walked into the Paper Source store that we have here in town, and they had this white and gold twine in the small packs. And I was actually contemplating buying a big spool from the Twinery. But for now, I was like, this will be good. I bought 2 packs of the twine from the Paper Source. So I will have that to use. And then when I get close to running out, then I will probably go ahead and order a few actual rolls of twine in colors that I know I will use. I definitely use a lot of white and gold and a lot of pink. And I'm looking at these different embellishments. I thought about using that little strand of lights from the ephemera pack, but I decided against it. I actually didn't end up using any of the chipboard either, even though I looked through all of it. I did like this little heart from the ephemera collection, so I put that right there with my deer and the banner. And I have some holly. I did think it kind of looked cute up top, but I ended up going right there by the journaling. So I'm going to stick that down there. And I inked it a little bit, as you could see there. And my tag, I forgot to ink before I stuck it down. So I just pulled it up a tad wherever I could and inked some of those edges. I didn't think it needed as much as the other ephemera pieces. So... And I think now I'm probably going to journal, maybe. And I did handwrite my journal on this. Sometimes I do type my journaling, but for this one I wanted to do it with my own handwriting. And I guess I was thinking I was going to put another piece of holly somewhere, but that was not going to work out. Oh, I go through the washi strips that they have with the collection. And I end up going with the one that is dark, like the piece of paper that I have with the polka dots. The one that looks like the fishtail. So I just basically rip it in half, and it's a little bit different from normal washi tape. So it's more like paper tape, which I guess washi is paper, but it was just a little bit, it's thicker, I guess, than your typical washi. So once again, I'm struggling to get something stuck under my layers. And this one, I'm going to fidget with that and get that one underneath there. Eventually, there we go. And now I do believe I do my journaling. Yes, there we go. So I'm just using one of my micron pens to do that. They're my favorite for journaling. And now I pulled out some of the wood veneers with the snowflakes. And so I'm going to stick those down and put some of the enamel dots with the red glitter in the center of those. And that's really going to complete my layout. So I will have some still shots coming up, but make sure you go and check out Carolina's channel for her version of that she did of the sketch. And I will put a link in the comments or the description to her channel. And I think we're going to try and do a video in the series maybe every other week. See how that goes at first. Yeah, we may add like some card sketches and things like that. So who knows? I think it's going to be a lot of fun though. I really enjoyed this sketch. And so next time I'll be picking out a sketch. So I got to get on that and pick something out. So anyways, like I said, I have still photos coming up. And thanks for joining me today. And I will see you back soon.